Welcome to Quiltinator. I'm Michelle. I'd like to explain a little bit about why I decided to start Quiltinator. And first I'd like to start off by asking a question. And if you understand this question, then you'll understand completely where I'm coming from. And have you ever said this or something similar? I am a 40-year-old person in an 80-year-old person's body. If you've said anything like that, then you'll understand where I'm coming from and why I've decided to start this website and these videos, and why I'm doing it as a video blog and helper type thing rather than just an online written blog. And it started several years ago, and I started feeling run down, and I felt so run down that I pretty much had to give up everything outside life, outside my home. And I started having to give up pretty much everything inside my house. And so, you know, things I didn't really like to do anyway, like cook or that type of thing, kind of, you know, made my family sad that they didn't have really nice meals all the time instead of now frozen dinners. But I became sad at all the things I couldn't do. My hands didn't want to work right anymore. I was tired all the time, or else I was awake all the time. I couldn't do anything. So it was a complete sadness when I would look over at my sewing machine, which I loved making things for my kids. I loved being able to quilt. I loved mostly the piecing aspect of it. And so I became known in my little quilting groups as the lady who always starts stuff and never finishes anything, because I would get so tired, and then we'd go start something new and I would get excited about it, but I was exhausted and couldn't finish. And so it became eventually where, you know, when you're up all night and you don't know what's wrong, doctors don't know what's wrong with you, you don't understand what's going on, and you're just either super tired or you're awake and you can't do anything and you're in pain. And I would spend those nights on my computer, on my laptop, and I would play World of Warcraft. I joined Facebook so I could be able to keep up with the outside world and what was going on in the lives of my friends and family. And I started watching YouTube, because not only did they have music videos, they also had stuff like little tutorials, how somebody else did a craft. And even sometimes I'd watch crafts that I knew I would never want to do, just because I'd like to see how people did these things and the time that it took for, you know, something I'd seen. So it was a great thing for me. But, you know, when you can't really move and you can't do anything, or you're too sick to even sit in your chair, you're like, okay, so now what do I do? Well, I'd lay in bed, but really there was nothing on. And so I was just miserable not being able to see what I wanted to see or do. And I can't read books, because those of you who will understand this, you're so tired you can't even hold up a book. You can't, sometimes your eyes are so glazed over you can't see. But listening to YouTube, I was able to just listen to how somebody crocheted something, or how somebody sewed something together, or put a zipper into something. And so, you know, it kept my mind busy and entertained and learning new things. And so eventually they diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. And well, great, now we have something new, and we start trying medicines. But those of you who know how medicines go, is they don't always start off right. And so you have to adjust, and you might be sick for a long time. And that's what happened to me. And my husband found this Logitech Revue when he was out one day, and it had pretty much everything I wanted. And it is just this little box that connects with the HDMI cable and a power cord right into my TV. And then when I am laying there, I just use my little mouse pad, be able to type in whatever I need to do. And it does not connect to Hulu Plus, which is the downside to it, but it connects to YouTube. It connects to Netflix. They've got some other apps and things that you can get on it. But those are the ones I use the most. Other than, this also connects to the internet. And now I can watch my Craftsy classes while I lay in bed on the big screen. And so this has just been a real lifesaver for me. And so instead of having all those feelings of loss of the things that I couldn't do beforehand, you know, loss of being able to quilt, loss of being able to use my hands, you know, those kind of things, now I have something else. And people gave back to me, or gave to me in such a magnificent way that I want to give back to other people. And I'm hoping that through the little tutorials and the interviews that I'm able to give, that I'm going to be able to help other people. So I hope you stick around, and I hope that Quiltinator will get you back to quilting, because it's definitely gotten me back to quilting.